Happy birthday to Representative Mike Jackson, Majority Whip, of course, up here at the Capitol. Mike, man, how does it feel to just be getting older up here in state legislature?
It feels really, really good. This is my 5th year in the Oklahoma legislature, and every year is more and more challenging. We continue to face a lot of different issues each and every year, and we will at the end of the day have a budget. We will get through what we need to get through, and I'm very excited to be part of this, the 52nd legislature. So this is my 5th year, and I really enjoyed it, and thank you for the happy birthday.
Sure, man. And we've enjoyed being able to talk with you weekly right here on mylegislator.tv and on Capitol Insights up on local television. Mike, talking about budgets and talking about government spending, you just went through an issue right on the floor. Sure. About that issue. Go ahead and talk about it.
Sure. One of the things we just actually brought up on the floor was a bill that dealt with cranes and forklifts and booms. And one of the things that the Department of Labor is trying to do is set up a new licensure program, set up an additional $60 fee. It's going to affect people who are in the business of rental of forklifts, booms, small mini cranes, and hoists. So just a few minutes ago, we actually we debated that bill on the floor, and it actually failed. Now, there have been some accidents in terms of large cranes, but one of the things that we are working with Representative Wesselhoft, who is the author of the bill, is to make sure that it doesn't get into things like forklifts, which farmers, ranchers use those, as well as getting into the idea of booms, which are used by many small businesses. So we're trying to, the process is fluid, and on any given day, something could come up that could benefit or hurt a business or hurt your pocketbook. And today we had a very long, lengthy discussion, and I think we will correct some of the issues of that bill and move forward.
And so on what seems as on the surface as something that's really great, which would mean everybody needs to be trained to use that heavy equipment, actually you felt the impact might hurt the pocketbooks of Oklahomans, thus the debate and thus the vote. Also, though, this week you had the opportunity, talking about pocketbooks in Oklahoma, to try to push forward a quality jobs issue to try to bring more to Oklahoma.
Absolutely. House Bill 1468 is a bill that I've been working on for the last few weeks, and it's a quality jobs incentive, and what it's trying to do is allow for federal prime and federal subcontractors in the realm of defense contracting and homeland security, and some of those to allow for them to work with our universities statewide, OU, OSU, UCO, Northwestern, Northern, all of them in terms of research, and be able to look at some of these entities. And it allows for those companies, which right now they might bring new additional jobs into our state whenever they bring a research contract into our state.
Okay.
But they do not qualify for that quality jobs program because we do not allow for those NCIS codes inside our quality jobs program, and we don't allow for the aspect of those who work with our universities to be included as well.
Okay, now educate me a little bit. You said a few things in there that I don't quite understand, but let's start with the incentives for companies, and what exactly is that Quality Jobs Act?
Quality Jobs Act has been around for a number of different years. If you bring a new job to the state, or you bring a bunch of new jobs to the state, you in turn will qualify for a state tax credit. And what that does is that doesn't affect our current budget, and it won't affect any future budget, because these are new jobs to our state. And one of the things that we continue to tout, and this is one of the things that as businesses are looking at the state of Oklahoma, the Quality Jobs Program is beneficial, and it really helps us land some of the big fish as they're looking at moving from states like California, moving from states like Florida. So we have to continue to look at the ever-changing market, make sure that that is up to speed in terms of how to capture some of these high-quality jobs, like I mentioned, defense spending, homeland security. These are high-paying jobs. We need to land them in the state of Oklahoma.
So it's existing companies on the outside of Oklahoma who are planning to relocate, and it's an incentive for them to relocate.
That's correct. Relocate those jobs to the state of Oklahoma.
Excellent. Also, Representative Jackson, you've been very involved with the Red Cross.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that and what happened this week up on the...
Yeah, this week we had a resolution, and this was Red Cross. On Tuesday was actually Red Cross Day at the Capitol, and we had the opportunity to tout some of the many things that the Oklahoma Red Cross do on a daily basis. And if you look at the number of disaster relief efforts that they actually lead, that's 2,000 in the state of Oklahoma. Wow. They actually have 11,300 volunteers statewide, and being able to be a part of that and be a part of our local chapter there in Garfield County and the surrounding counties has been a very beneficial part of my life.
Very enlightening. I became involved as well with the Red Cross almost a year ago, and they're in the middle of trying to find some heroes so we all can work in our communities. Sure. Now, talk a little bit about the campaign of the Red Cross, Mike, and what it actually could mean for your constituents' entire area.
Sure. Whenever a disaster takes place, like I said, they lead 2,000 efforts. You might have a fire, or you might have something along those lines that a family is going to have a tough time, especially immediately, and the Red Cross is there to help. And being able to help the Red Cross in the Heroes campaign, and some of the local fundraisers like the Tour of Italy, which will be coming up very shortly, only helps your entire community because it gets people off the street whenever they've had a major disaster in their family, and that's why I'm such a large supporter of the Oklahoma Red Cross.
Yeah, it's not anything new for a volunteer or a director of the local Red Cross community to be the first ones that the fire engines call when a family's standing outside their burning house. Yep. They literally are on call 24 hours a day, and they help everybody in our area that's in need. A great organization. Mike, talk a little bit about how they were honored and what that actually means when somebody or an organization is able to be honored at the Capitol.
Sure. On a daily basis, we will have different organizations. It could be the Red Cross, like it was on Tuesday. It could be a number of different things. I mean, there's been probably
baseball players,
yeah,
movie
baseball
stars,
players. Yeah, exactly. We have a state rock and roll song, which just recently happened with the Flaming Lips. There's a lot of things that do occur, and they continue to. We're continuing to bring those issues and making sure that, like, whenever we bring the Red Cross or some organization that does help our communities, we want to make sure that people know that they are there to help. And that's the reason for the resolutions. It doesn't take a lot of time on the floor, but we believe it's very important to get the word out what the Red Cross, what the Boy Scouts, any issue, we think it's important to get that word out to them.
Right, organizations trying to help, and really the legislature, that's what it's all about. It's trying to help all of us, but we can only do that, and we can only have impact if we communicate with legislators like Mike Jackson. Mike, always willing to talk to your constituents in any form that they can contact you, huh?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Always good, as are most legislators up here. Keep informed and contact your legislators. Thanks. Majority Whip Mike Jackson.
Thank you very much. Thank you.